Okay, our beloveds, good morning. Our beloveds, good afternoon. Our beloveds, and good night. Our beloveds, today we wish to honor and acknowledge all of you who are in different time zones, different jurisdictions, in different ways of life. Our Another shares a lot of content that relates to the North American continent, but today we wish to really include the whole world. You all are seeing and feeling this shift and what it really feels like. Now, this means that when you are in the flow of moving towards what the universe desires, you can feel an energetic pull that is so strong that you almost feel like you're being dragged by a rope and that your heels are not allowing you to dig in. You are instead being pulled forward, kind of like water skiers. But we want you to know that when the universe is pulling you forward like this, whether it is to a desired end goal of yours or to an undesired end goal, trust that nonetheless you are going where you are meant to go. We are remagnifying this planet. So for those who are interested, go out and find a video where somebody distributes sand on a flat surface and puts music with a vibration underneath. And depending upon the sound of that vibration, right, the frequency will determine the geometric design that is created on the surface. Now, this is what we need you to understand. While many of you have been where you have been for millennia, you know, your roots have been there, your ancestors have been there. This new vibration that we are bringing about or into Mother Earth is going to reclassify many of you into new categories. You used to identify by region, by spirituality or religion, by tribe or caveman types of classification, by temporary housing. But it was always based on something outside of you, if that makes sense. You were born there, you were meant to be there, whatever. Now you will be magnetically pulled to where you are meant to go in the future in order to bring about this new world order. And yes, we just said that. The NWO. The New World Order is not what many of you think. It just simply means that, similar to when there was the diaspora, where people migrated from where they were at within their tribes to different regions around the globe, we will have another diaspora, however you wish to say it. The point being is we are going to move our chess pieces on this board called the globe to where you ideally should be situated now in order to magnify the resonance which you hold and which Mother Earth emits through you. So you will be a radio antenna. But we need you to be in that particular region where your frequency will be the strongest, the most harmonious between you and those around you. If you are a liberal and you're living with conservatives, it's not a particularly good fit. And if you are a conservative living amongst liberals, it's not a particular good fit during times of distress. But it also could relate to money. It could relate to a lot of differences that you differentiate one another through or by. So what we can tell you is that you're not going to necessarily be moving to like-minded people. You're just going to be migrating to that part of this planet that aligns with you vibrationally. You will still have stressors. You will still have conflict. You will still have irritation. You will still have a lot of things that don't feel good. But as we have been sharing for a while, these stressors are here to teach you how to become the best version of yourself, or alternatively, to become a worse version of you in order to experience that particular lesson or purpose to its fullest until your eyes bulge out, your arms are ripped off, your legs fall off from running away from us. Whatever it is, we know that these are very visual descriptors, but that's how it will feel for you because you're holding on so desperately to being something that you didn't come to be, and it is becoming more and more painful to hold on to that energy of that identity when you simply just came to be love. But it is your exploration and only yours, and nobody else's to find that. So your arms may have to be ripped off, your legs may have to be rubbed off to a nub, your eyes may just pop out because the pressure in your head is just too intense. It's just a visual of what pressure does to an enclosed system. You need a relief valve. Think of a balloon. If you have an opening at the bottom of the balloon where you can blow it up and let it out, it allows the pressure to adjust itself for what is appropriate in that instance. And otherwise, it pops when you put too much in. It's pretty simple. It's just physics. It's the laws of nature. So we just encourage you all, as you start to see these needs, we're going to call them needs, to move, which will come from many different sources. We don't wish to go into more than that because we really don't like to create a fear-based vibration. It's mainly here just to advise you to be prepared, to be light on your feet, and to be ready to go at a moment's notice to where you are being called to be. And some may perish, and many and most won't, because that's just life. Some of you die every day. Some of you came to die. Most of you came to die. All of you came to die. But some of you came to perish during this particular time because that was what you came here to experience and to relearn in another lifetime. And many of you are really, truly geared up for this Armageddon, in quotes, that you all have prepared for. And it is not even going to be remotely that. It is going to be a love-based kumbaya reuniting as you all recognize that you are all one. So instead of eating one another in order to survive, you will come together and share your resources, allocate what you have for the betterment of humanity, whatever that may be. And you each have uniquely different skills, some legal, some medical, some farming, some cooking, some home tending, some animal tending, some sky understanding. It doesn't really matter what your skills are. You will all get to come together, because it is like saying that my right finger and my left toe and my right knee, and my left butt cheek and my right ear and my left eye and my front tooth. Do you understand? You are all going to come together now to create the human body. So instead of being a human doing, you will relearn what it is to be a human being. A human being is an expression of self through self and the many, not as you have been taught that you are only you within your own physical body and that your only concern is what you feel within your own skin suit. You came to experience compassion and to learn what it means to be part of a collective body where you are not a single soul creature, you are part of a beehive, an ant colony, where you each are equally important. No one of you is more important than the other, regardless of your pedigree, your degree, your training, your finances, your looks, or your abilities to manifest. The least of you is as valuable as the greatest of you. Does that make sense? And we wish to equalize you through a humbling experience so that you will really value yourself, but also value others. We will equalize the scales of justice and just show you that a rising tide will lift up all boats, all floating vesicles. It is time, it is time, it is time for this new experience. Our another was concerned of such an event many, many years ago and prepared from a fear-based vibration, if you will, making it as joy-filled as she could, but she understood the risk of the financial bubble bursting in 2007, 2008. And she just took precautions to make certain that she was prepared as best as she could. And this time around, she doesn't worry. She knows that whatever she is meant to know, whatever she is meant to do, wherever she is meant to be, whomever she is meant to help, that it will just happen. And she has those skills that she needs to have and doesn't need to worry about anything else. And this is what we wish to advise for the rest of you. Be thoughtful, be prepared, but do not go into a vibration of fear as the world begins to hiccup in the coming months. It's going to be bumpy, it's going to be scary, but we advise and recommend that you all just come together and hug on one another, support on one another, cry with one another, and just be there, recognizing that each of you coming together as a community is a huge part of what this is about, so that you will learn to rely on one another again instead of being so independent and self-serving. We love you, we are proud of you, and we can't wait to see what you create and manifest on the other side of this hiccup, of this bump, of this experience. You will do it, and you will do it well. Just trust us. All is well, and all is exactly as it is meant to be. And so it is. Namaste.